So hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mels Gaming here with an incredibly special Way of the Hunter video. Now, you may have seen my post a few days ago on my community tab saying that I wasn't really sure how much I was going to be playing Way of the Hunter at the minute because I experienced quite an unfortunate bug where after dropping a 2-star mature Melanistic fallow buck with the brand new bear constrictor crossbow, when I went to claim it, in the harvest screen it showed as a wild boar. It was just a very weird situation and a weird bug, and I was experiencing a couple of other bugs too, and I was like, I don't know how much I want to play this, just in case I get something really good and it ends up bugging out. But I was really enjoying playing with the new bear archery pack. So I ended up coming back to the game and I thought, right, at the very least I'll do some testing and see if anything else causes that bug to pop up. You know, if I shoot a red deer and it shows as a completely different species, for example, just stuff like that. And while I'm at it, I'll see if I can try and find a Melanistic Grey Wolf, seeing as they were also added at the same time as the archery pack. So I decided that the map I wanted to do all of this on was Transylvania, because I really love Transylvania. It's probably my favourite map in Way of the Hunter, just because it has a lot of species that I'm very familiar with. And, you know, there was always the potential of getting really cool trophies for things like red deer, fallow deer, roe deer along the way whilst trying to get a Melanistic Grey Wolf. Well, last night, that's exactly what happened. I was here in single player on Transylvania, and I had been doing some management of all of my different herds, you know, going around shooting poor quality red deer, fallow deer, etc. down here right near the starting area on the map. And I remembered that there was a particular herd of roe deer that I had had several 5-stars from that I actually hadn't seen in a while. So I decided to set it to roe deer drink time and go and see if I could find this herd. And I was greeted by one very special surprise. So, this video is going to be partly pictures and partly video. And we're starting off here with a picture of one of the animals that was in this herd that greeted me. A 1-star adult Melanistic Roebuck. Now, also in this herd at the same time was a 2-star adult and a 4-star mature. I came back and the 4-star mature had died. The 2-star adult that was here had become a 3-star mature. And our Melanistic had become a 2-star adult. And as you can see, he had put on some major growth since the last time that we saw him. Now, I, at this point, was cautiously optimistic. I knew, you know, seeing him as a 1-star adult and then as a 2-star, that if he maybe went to 3-star adult, maybe we could potentially be looking at something really special. And I was just like crossing my fingers that this guy could potentially be something really huge, knowing that there was a 4-star in this herd and, you know, the quality of this herd based off of the fact that I've shot several 5-stars out of it. I was really excited. Now, at this point, our Melanistic is a 3-star mature, and the 2-star adult had gone from 2-star to 3-star to 4-star and all the way to 5-star. And this was giving me some really insane hope for this guy. Now, him being a 3-star mature, they only live for, I think it's 3 years total as matures. So I knew he was going to have to basically go 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, and that was his only chance at ever becoming a 5-star mature Melanistic. But we did have his brother now as a 5-star in this herd. So in this next clip, you're going to see me calling in his brother. So like I said, this was the original 2-star adult that was in this herd with him when he was a 1-star adult. And so he's obviously a couple of age cycles older than the Melanistic. And the Melanistic must have spent 2 age cycles as a 2-star adult. Now, this was kind of cool having the Melanistic following the 5-star actually into the call here. And as I was lining up the shot here on the 5-star, I was kind of thinking about that. And then I shot the 5-star, and he did this weird thing where he stood there and called, and you could see the arrow there, like, sticking up through him, and he's stumbling, and he only makes it really a few meters and then collapses on the road. But I was thinking of the significance of the Mela following this guy into the call. Like, I was hoping that he would, quote-unquote, follow in his brother's footsteps and become a 5-star mature. And having him come into that call, I was like, I really wonder if he will follow in this guy's footsteps, because he looked exactly like his brother in terms of the antler growth. And just everything about him was the exact same with his antlers. And I was like, they're following the same pattern. Maybe they're really, really close in terms of, you know, genetics, and maybe this Melanistic will make it. But first, we have the first brother, and he's 94.73% on the genetics. A really awesome looking 5-star mature. I mean, the roe deer in this game are my favourite roe deer in any hunting game. They just did them justice, because people really underestimate roe deer. They look at them as being a small trophy, but they can be insane. I mean, I always tell people, go and look up non-typical roe deer, look up world record roe deer. They can be huge. And this 482.2 scoring 5-star mature roe deer, this would be an example of a really world-class trophy roe deer. And it's just such a cool thing for me to see in game, because this is a species that if I go and walk around in the surrounding countryside of my house, I will see these guys. And they're one of my favourite species to film and photograph in real life. They have such character. They're just such a fantastic species. I absolutely love them, and that's the one thing about Way of the Hunter. They did them justice, and I love seeing that. Now, I came back the next age cycle, and the Melanistic had gone from 3-star mature to 4-star mature. Now, as I said, if he was going to make 5-star, he would have to go 3-star mature, 4-star mature, 5-star mature, back to back to back in age cycles. He had already gone from 3-star to 4-star. So at this point, it was all hinging on his final age cycle. And I was crossing all my fingers that this guy would make it. And seeing him stood out there, I knew he'd aged because he'd gotten so much darker, and he's a 5-star mature. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. This has been an absolute top tier dream trophy for me in Way of the Hunter since they added Melanistic roe deer. Because like I said, the roe deer are one of my favourite species because they're one I'm so connected to with real life and seeing them all the time. And the idea of, you know, hunting a Melanistic roe deer in real life is, you know, it would be a dream. It's something one day I'd love to do, is to go and hunt some of the black roe deer that live in certain areas of the world. And so seeing this guy walking in was just unreal. Like, I could not believe what I was looking at. Now, he noticed me here and actually turns broadside and is trying to walk sort of around me, and I couldn't get a shot. I didn't want to risk taking a walking shot, but he stops just there. Now, I knew I was going to have to stand up, so I really quickly stand up, try to align everything, and I take the shot. And I was like, okay, that should be good. But he disappeared straight away. And then he runs back into view across the water, and he's stumbling. And I mean, look at that blood. He's not going far, and we can actually see him there lay down. Literally just on the other side of this little tiny creek. He has gone down. That was insane. I mean, look at the blood splatters leading over to him. I mean, these roe deer in this game are tough. I mean, you saw what the crossbow did to the brother of this guy. It went straight through basically the entire body, and he still ran a little bit. So it didn't surprise me that this guy did run the sort of 50 or so meters that he did. But what an animal. I mean, what an animal. I kind of wish I'd recorded footage of him as well from the moment I found him as a 1-star adult all the way to 5-star mature, but I was really scared of jinxing it because I've had a few sort of promising melanistics for fallow deer recently that have started off, you know, as really promising youngsters, very even, very good size antlers, that have then become uneven as 2-star adults and stuff, and I was so scared that that was going to happen with this guy, so that's why I just opted to take screenshots. But we have basically his full progression from 1-star adult to 5-star mature. I wish I'd seen him as a 1-star young, but I just hadn't checked this herd in a while, and he was already here. He was already here. He's a 93.28% 5-star mature Melanistic Roebuck. Just wow. I can't believe I got this. Like, literally, of all of the rares in this game at the moment that I would like a 5-star for, 3 of them were on Transylvania as, like, my dream 3. The albino red deer, the melanistic fallow, and a melanistic roe. And of all of those, I felt like my chances of getting a melanistic roe were the slimmest, because I don't have as many good herds of roe deer as I do for red deer and fallow. This guy scores 477.0, very close in score and genetics to his slightly bigger brother that we shot first, but he has the exact same antlers. And so I find this so cool to have, like, the 2 brothers from the herd both make 5-star. And like I said, watching the common one grow up from that 2-star adult phase, I could then compare very closely as our melanistic grew up and literally watch him follow step by step the exact same pattern as the other buck. Literally. The age cycles, everything was the same, with how their star rating changed, how their antlers changed. They were carbon copies of each other, except one was a super rare and one was a common. But they're the 2 brothers now, for me, out of this herd, and I just can't believe it. If I hadn't gone and checked on this herd last night, like, it was literally sort of a spur of the moment thing. I was thinking, okay, my red deer and fallow aren't really producing too much other than a few small 5-stars. Like, they're producing plenty of 5-stars, but nothing really big, and obviously no rare 5-stars. Maybe I should go and check on this one herd of roe deer that I haven't seen in a while. And there he was, just waiting as a 1-star adult. And as soon as I saw him, I thought he looked pretty big for a 1-star adult, because I've shot a 1-star mature that had antlers about that size at his maximum age. So seeing this guy as a 1-star adult having that size of antlers, it gave me a bit of an indication that he might be something special, but I just didn't want to jinx it. Like, I was in a call with my partner and everything at the time, and I didn't mention straight away that I'd found this potentially promising buck, because I just didn't want to jinx it. I was so scared that this guy was gonna, you know, heartbreak me and get to 4-star mature and then die, and I'd just be totally heartbroken. But he actually made it. I cannot believe it. This is definitely one of my most insane trophies here in Way of the Hunter. This is my 5th super rare, my first one here on Transylvania, and for it to be a Melanistic Roe is just one of the coolest things. And it was really cool as well to actually see how much darker his coat got from being a 1-star adult to being a 5-star mature. Like I said, even going from 4-star to 5-star, when I saw him in that herd, I knew he had aged for sure from 4-star to either being 4-star again or to a 5-star, because he'd gotten even darker, and it was significantly noticeable with him stood out there in that open field that he was so much darker. And I mean, just an incredible set of antlers. Like I said, Way of the Hunter doing roe deer justice and actually giving trophy roe deer really awesome antlers. I mean, in real life, a buck like this, that would be just an incredible buck. It's not out of the realms of, you know, something that can happen at all. Roe deer are one of the most incredible species when it comes to antler growth, in my opinion. They are fascinating, and they have so many things that can happen. Like I said, if you've never seen some amazing trophy roe deer, go and Google non-typical roe deer, world record roe deer, just go and have a browse, because they are some of the most incredible trophies, in my opinion, in the world when it comes to deer. And so now we have this multi-mount in my Transylvania Trophy Lodge, and it might just be one of my favourite mounts in any lodge, the two brothers. And having both of them side by side, you can see the identical antlers, and it really makes the Melanistic stand out even more, I think, having him next to the common. So this is just an incredible mount, and I'm so happy with it. I don't see myself changing it, because they are the two brothers. They are the two brothers. Everything about them, like I said, same herd, being literally just a couple of age cycles apart, the matching antlers. Just, it's just a more, like, it's just, I can't even get the words. It's such a perfect story that goes along with these two bucks. It really is. And for the Mela, like I said, to actually follow his brother into the call when I shot the other one as a 5-star, and then to literally follow in his footsteps as he grew and aged. I mean, how perfect can it get? To me, that's absolutely amazing, and this is one of the coolest things about Way of the Hunter and its aging mechanic, is this kind of thing. Sometimes it can really heartbreak you with animals that die, that are really, you know, promising and that you had a lot of hope for. But when something like this ends up happening, it's not common, but it's extremely rewarding. And one of my favourite nights in Way of the Hunter, one of my favourite hunts, just absolutely incredible. But that is going to be it for this video. Sorry if I was rambling and tripping over my words and stuff. I am still absolutely buzzing about this trophy, and honestly, been waiting to record it since last night. It's been difficult because I just wanted to post it and tell everyone straight away, especially with all these pictures that I had of him growing. I'm really happy to have like a full documentation of his growth from when I found him. So yeah, really cool. Just a very special animal, and having the two roe together is just one of my favourite things. But, like I said, that is going to be it for this one. So thank you so much for watching and for all your support as always. Thank you for 14,000 subscribers. That's really amazing, and I am so grateful. You are all just absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much for that. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you.